Oh, I just feel once we make it to 5:30, after these long days, my spine has gone poop, poop, poop. So I'm so grateful to you all that we're going to be here and move it the other way. Oh, how about some deep breaths? So let's start taking the breath down deep, down low. And exhale, just find a little bit of length every time you exhale. So length in your exhalation, lengthen your spine. Maybe every exhale, sitting you a little taller. If there's anything you're holding on to, just take note of it. And one more big breath. And then let your arms just cross right in front of the ribs. Let the head be heavy and kind of move down towards your crossed arms. So you feel the stretch there in the back of the neck. Maybe even aided a little bit by the weight in the arms. Another inhale. And then an exhale. We'll just bring the arms up. You can even just let them rest here on your head for a moment. And then we'll take a little sway side to side. So a slow dance. Una danza despacio. Good. Oh, and just it's almost like you're just rocking out your day. Good. And then we'll just find the hands back behind that, or actually take them on top of the head. Move the head nice and tall. Take a twist, feeling the head stay above your tail. Inhale and take that twist the other way. Inhale back into the center. Let the fingers come out. Walk your right fingertips away from you. And then let the arm come up overhead. Let your head come down towards your fingers. Maybe letting the head, top arm and head, move toward each other and then away. Just a couple of times. Good. Hold the head and arm moving away. Take your chin over each shoulder, your gaze to each pinky. Good. And then we'll let that top arm float behind your back. Good. And take your bottom hand to that top ear, stretching over. And again, if a nice little rocking action feels therapeutic, you can creep and crawl your fingers around towards the opposite ear. Oh. And let the head stretch away from the arm. Good. And then we'll just open all of that right back up. Float the left fingertips out. And your head comes. Good. We'll take that top arm, stretching first just overhead. Good. And then we're going to let the head and the arm move together and move apart. Good. Just freeing up your neck. Good. And then pause with that top arm up, stretching back. Take your gaze over your pinky finger and back up. Good. And then from here, we'll just float that top arm back behind you. Get a stretch in the shoulder. And take the bottom hand to your head. And then top hand over to the opposite ear. And again, if a nice little rocking action feels good. And then from here, take your hands to the knees and circle your rib cage all the way around. Good, and let that circle the other way. Take 2 hands to the right knee, and now just find that circle again, just noticing a little difference in your stretch with the 2 hands. Good. Inhale, take 2 hands to the left knee, same thing, little circle, and circling the other way. Keeping the cross in the arms, now place the hands at your shins, come stretch forward, and then exhale, stretch back. Inhale, come stretch forward, and exhale, stretching back. So feeling a little bit more stretch in between your shoulder blades. Inhale, stretching forward, and exhale, stretching back. This time we'll come stretch forward, change the cross of the wrist, change the cross of the shin, and same thing, forward and back. Good. Let the arms float up in the air. Right hand, left wrist. We pull. Inhale, floating that up. Left hand, right wrist. Opposite direction. Inhale, this time interlace the fingers, rest the hands on the head. Extend only the right leg. And then exhale, take your hands all the way out. So just along the leg and then come fold over. Inhale, sitting tall, hands right back up on top of the head. And exhale, sitting back, change the position of the 2 legs. Inhale, slide the hands out over your shin. And exhale, float over. Another exhale takes us up. Good. 2 feet out. Hands here on top of the head. And then you'll exhale. Maybe bring the hands to the shins or let them slide all the way behind the feet. And from here, we'll inhale, sit up so the thighs press down as you lift. Open the arms and take a moment to feel the scapula slide down the back, the belly muscles pull in, and a long stretch Dandasana. We're going to soften the knees, pull the knees up, and move the knees just a little bit wide. From here, come let the head float forward. Now bring the palms together over your back and maybe let the arms float up. And we'll exhale, take that nice and tall. Hands behind the head. Exhale, allow the sternum to open. Good, so big stretch, lifting your chest. Letting the scapula squeeze together. Exhale, the fingertips come behind you. And then a couple of times we're gonna rock and roll side to side, just finding a float. From one sitting bone to the next. Good. So now I'm going to float myself over my right leg. I have a right angle between the calf and the thigh on both legs, so front and back. And then let's just rock and roll out over your bent side. And let the movement back provide some release here in the hip. Let the movement forward get a stretch in the opposite side. Good. And then let's just exhale and follow that twist towards your right leg and then just float over it. And we'll inhale, push up and take your hands to the back shin. Let the head melt down towards that leg. So again, freeing up in between the shoulder blades. Inhale, we'll open to arms and let the feet push in, the pelvis rise up. And letting that come down nice and slow. Bring your forearms here to the mat and rest for a few breaths. Go ahead and let the head come all the way down and float the arms down too. Big full breath deep down into your belly. And then we're going to follow that spiral, right? So you roll over onto the right leg, pushing up. Good. Back through seated. Open the knees. And then take that movement all the way onto the left side. And we're going to begin once again with just a little cat-cow. Good. So the tailbone rolls underneath you. And you might feel a big stretch in between the shoulder blades as the head comes down. And exhale, it rolls back. Inhale. And exhale to lower. Good. Taking that just one more time. And then follow yourself just into that twist. So I'll reach my ribs over my left thigh. And come just hang out here for a moment. And then we're going to exhale, press and stretch yourself towards your back shin. Let the head go. And really let those muscles in the neck find release. And then we'll inhale, sit all of that up. And exhale, bring your palms underneath you and just lift the hips for a moment. Exhale, we'll float that down. Let the forearms come to the mat, or just let the whole head come and rest as you stretch your hip. So letting the big breaths move down low into your abdomen. This again going to help provide a deeper stretch for your hip flexor. And now once again, I'll follow myself just into that spiral. So pull the body to the left and the top leg comes out in front. And then we're just gonna push up. From here, find ourselves seated. This is my right side facing the computer. I'm gonna link my fingers around my right foot and a few times push the ball of my foot into my hand and kind of stretch my calf underneath me. Good. And then as it feels comfortable, go ahead and lengthen that leg. And again, chin moves over one shoulder, then the other. We can let the left leg relax and let the right leg open out. And now we'll hug this leg in, hug the right or your left leg in as well, and then just fold over the leg. Kind of draping your torso, just relaxing. And then exhale, take the leg all the way over across your body and just create a twist. So I've got my left hand reaching towards my left ankle. I'm sitting up. And then we'll inhale, bring all of that back up. And then just exhale, unfold the two legs. Take your hands to the ball of your left foot and then reach out a few times into your ankle joint. So the heel comes out. Good. And then we'll exhale, sit up, nice and tall, lengthening the knee. And then the right leg can float open and we'll let the left leg float out. The big exhale brings the right leg in, the left ankle to the right thigh. And once again, we're just going to fold over this leg. And inhale, sitting up. And then exhale, I'm going to take my right arm to the outside of my left thigh and just twist, and then maybe even stretch my hand down the leg as I twist behind me. And really, hopefully, you feel in between the shoulder blades. And then we'll inhale, take your two arms up and your two hands to your 2 feet for a moment. Just exhale, releasing into this. And then slowly just melting down towards the floor so the neck stretches. And be soft as you come. Oh, and once you make it here, bending the right knee, let that leg come across your body as you stretch your arms alongside the ears. And exhale, lengthen the leg back out. Let the left leg lift, come across the body. And twist, twist, twist. So bringing out your spine. Good. Lifting that top leg to bring yourself back down and in. Let's bend 2 knees. And once again, twist to the left. And push the feet into the floor to really kind of rock the torso down and up, freeing up your neck and shoulders, to the ground. And then exhale, release. We'll try that on the other side. The knees float to the right. And it's that pushing down that allows you to come down and up. The chest rolling to the side and then rocking back. Good. Exhale. Knees come back to facing up. And then we're going to interlace your fingers and bring your hands kind of underneath the shoulders here for a moment. Good. Let the soles of the feet open, or the knees open, soles of the feet come together. And just enjoy that deep release across your hips. And again, taking the breath slow, kind of massaging where there is soreness. Sometimes gravity is just going to reveal here. I'm going to take my right foot to my left thigh and then let that leg float back down. Feel the cross of the arms underneath you. Change that cross. Just notice how that stretches your shoulders a little differently. That's kind of what's happening here. The weight of the head is stretching the shoulders. And then I'm going to slide the soles of the feet back together for a moment. And then I'm going to take my left foot to my right thigh. And once again, just let the hips be stretched by gravity. Let's open your arms and then hug your knees over the chest and rock the back. Interlace the fingers, slide the hands behind the right calf, and then just let the tailbone rock up as you stretch. Slowly let the tailbone come down. Try that on the other side. Fingers interlace and then exhale. And then I'm going to take my two hands back behind my legs. And again, let the tailbone just come up. Let the weight of the thighs kind of melt into your chest. Inhale, bringing that up. Cross the right leg over the left and maybe hook the legs. Take a breath here, lift the pelvis up. Exhale, set that down. The knees travel to the left, your gaze to the right. Again, a light little rocking action. And then I'm going to exhale, bring my knees right back over my top shin. And try to let the thighs melt into the chest. I'll say that just one more time. Just let them go really completely here. Letting the front of the hips release deeply. I'm going to exhale, change the cross of my legs. This is now my left leg on top. Good. And then setting the feet down into the floor. Go ahead, exhale. Now let the knees come over to the right, your gaze to the left. Let the breath travel down low. Exhale, bringing your feet back up, pushing into the bottom foot, letting the pelvis come up. And exhale back down, hands over your shin. So that top shin should be the right one. Let's unhook the legs. And from here, a few little circles with the arms and legs. You can keep your elbows soft, your knees soft, and just lightly move them around. And lightly let them travel the other way. Good. Take opposite arm and elbow. Once again, knees travel to the right and your limbs, your arms to the left. Inhale, bringing that back up, and exhale over. Trying that on the other side. Inhale, and now take your arms up, and then exhale, let the arms float to the side as your pelvis comes up in the air. Good. I'm now going to take my right arm underneath me and then just rock my legs to the right and stretch into my shoulder. Good. Pushing your feet back down to the floor. Exhale, the pelvis comes up. The left arm, so it can just come anywhere under your back, but you're going to use the weight of your body with gravity to stretch that shoulder while you hopefully create a little bit more arch in your thoracic spine. So now the knees can travel slowly to the left, maybe the gaze to the right. Good. And now from here, I'm just going to take my right arm up and roll onto my right side. Left hand comes to the left hip. And I want to feel the hip nice and stable as I circle. And as I circle the other way. Good. Let the leg move forward and maybe extend. And maybe move back and extend. Maybe move forward, extending the knee. Maybe move back. Good. Pause with the knee bending behind you and really stretch. So move the foot into the hand. And now wrap the arm around the leg. And again, the arm drapes, so there's a real sense that gravity is helping the hip release. And now we'll find foot to the hand. And we'll work to continue to find extension through the leg. And then I'm going to take the arm to the inside of the leg and let the leg kind of stretch the arm now. And from here, the foot comes in front of the leg. And I'll push with my hands and find my sits bones in the floor. Twist towards that top leg. And feel the spine grow as you twist. And then we're going to slide that top knee over the bottom knee and press the heels of the hands kind of into the heels of the feet. Push in a few times. And then maybe kind of move some pressure. I'm going to take the heel of the hand to the arch of my foot. Push in. Still stretching the sides of my back. Try that. Pushing the heel of the hand into the arch of the foot and then into the balls of the feet. The fingers to your toes. And just checking on your neck. Let's move the left hand to the low back, right arm overhead. And maybe walk the fingertips towards each other. And then I'll free my arms up and unfold my legs and just let myself come down on the left side. So now from here, putting your top hand at the hip to kind of help it stabilize. Just feeling all of those movements. And letting the legs circle in the other direction. Good, now let the leg travel forward and perhaps find some extension in the knee. And then let the leg travel back. And find extension, not hyperextension. So there's this connection to the inner thigh. Inhale and exhale, the leg travels forward. And then atrás. Reaching into the heel. Good, and then this time, go ahead, take your hand and foot behind you, and then reach the whole foot into the hand. And then a big exhale finds that knee coming over you. The weight of the arm helping you stretch. And then a hand to the foot, extension into the knee. And then we're just going to take that top arm around the leg and then let the leg float over the arm. So gravity, is just giving a little massage to that shoulder joint. And again, big, full, deep, low breaths. And then from here, I'm just going to unfold this arm, take my top foot down. Good. So there's a stretch happening here. And then exhale, I'll push up and find my two knees moving towards one another. Good. And then once again, a little massage into the feet. So not only is this a foot massage just because it's nice for you, but also the fascia in your feet. I don't know what kind of shoes you were wearing all day or how long you've been on your feet without any kind of release. But I'm pushing in, and this is just a nice little way to relax and also take care of that tissue there. So I'm going to now push the heels of the hands, kind of knead into the arch of the foot. You can use your knuckles too. I know we have a twist coming up. I'm doing things a little out of order. Good. Before we do that twist though, pull up with your right hand on that left foot. Getting a stretch into the ankle joint. Oh, that feels so good. I could cry. And then let's try that on the other side. Just pulling up. I forgot the twist because I just needed a foot massage so badly. So now take your right knee, kind of hug it towards your torso. And then let's exhale, take the opposite hand to the outside of the knee and just twist towards that leg. Again, sitting tall. Good, and then from here, go ahead, just bring your right hand onto your low back, and then the left arm up. And then the fingertips can kind of move toward each other. Again, nothing to force. Big breath down, nice and low. From here, I'll take my left arm out and my right arm out and unfold the legs and take just a little cat-cow into my spine, so head and tail. Good. And then I'm going to bring my forearms to the floor, let my head just drop down, and then a few times circle my tailbone. Let that come around the other way. Let the tops of the feet press into the floor. And then move the big toes together, your knees apart, and float. Sort of slide the torso between the two thighs. Press into the right hand as you come up. Let the left arm come underneath you. Once you get the arm, that left arm moving out as much as you can, take the hips back towards the left. And we're hoping to free up that space between your shoulder blade and your spine. And just now rolling that top arm up. Good. Let the palm on the top arm come down. Left arm floats back out, and another child's pose for a moment. Letting the spine melt deeper. Good. So take another breath. And then bringing yourself there on top of the head, pressing into the left side. I'm now going to walk my right arm underneath me. And now take my hip slightly to the left. I'll roll that left arm up. And then the left hand presses in. And I'm going to come slide back down. Slide my right knee forward. And maybe walk the foot out to the side of the mat. Let the head come to rest. Let's let the head come down to the floor. And maybe take your right hand to the left foot. The foot's going to pull in, and this is going to stretch the hip just a little differently. Exhale, release that, let it come down, press it into the back toes, lift up, let the head move back. Push in, slide the opposite leg forward, walk the foot out just a hair, melt the femur bone, the hip down, and just rest the head. And then once again, opposite hand to foot if you like. Let that foot cross the body so that you're feeling some external rotation of the femur bone. The shin bone is internally rotating, so this is just going to do some, hopefully, good stretch. Again, letting gravity help you stretch. And then I'm going to free that up, extend the back knee, let my head float up. And press through my hands and find the pelvis in the air. And then the knees moving in and the head to the floor. Rock forward and back on the top of the head. You can take your hands now to the inner thighs. Move the elbows out. Keep your left hand at the left inner thigh. And if you can, take the right hand to the heel and just pull at the heel and at the thigh. And exhale, release. Try that on the other side. So left hand to your heel and then the right hand to the inner thigh and just pull. Oh. Two hands, two heels, and weight moves into the head. I'm going to I can't resist sitting on my arms here. You don't have to do this, but It feels very, really freeing to me. So all those little pressure points in the forearms that maybe if you've been typing or holding babies, feels good to let that go. And then I'm gonna exhale, slide that weight out and tuck my legs in. Let's see. Oh goodness, we need to finish up soon. So try just coming onto the knees for a moment. And bring your fingertips up into the low back. And just stretch. Maybe also feeling a stretch in your wrist. And then hands behind the head. Stretching, stretching, feeling the abdominals release. And then right back over. Good. I'm going to come down and let my belly melt into the floor. Just bend my knees a few times. Bend and straighten. With your right leg, kind of kick out just a few times. And exhale, release, let that go. The left leg you'll kick out. And exhale, release, bend the two knees, rock the back side to side. Let the hands cross over your back. The knees bend, the soles of the feet come together, hips open. And then let the arms just float down at your sides. Let the legs open up here, and we'll take our final just breaths in Mukrasana pose. So feel yourself like a little crocodile. You can take the hands under your head if you like. Feeling yourself floating over your breath. Feeling the buoyancy of your breath. One more big exhalation. And then I'm going to bring my forearms underneath me, my palms to my chin, and just stretch my neck for a moment. I'm going to take my right hand to the left side of my jaw and just stretch. Same thing. Let the jaw rest in your left hand. Stretch. The fingers come to your temples and the head just slides through. Rub in. And from here, we're just going to find ourselves moving up to a seated position. Crossing the legs, bringing the palms before the heart. Bowing the head, closing the eyes. Your practice is a gift, everybody. Thank you. Enjoy your evening. Namaste.